See? That's why I don't think she's such a bad person. Chapter 6. Reprehensibility. February 25th. For the last time, I'm not getting any more fish. Getting more fish. It makes me sick. I need it. Yeah, and I need $1 million. We can't all get what we want, Slicey. Should have bonded with somebody with some money. Turning into a cryptid. If Demi was any less tired, or if Slice was any less hungry, they would have taken a moment to skim through their pay, cash delivered in a crisp white envelope. It felt lighter than it should reasonably be, but right now their main goal is to go on a food run. That's not to say they're okay with Carl cooking the books on their hours, though. Of course not. They don't give a shit about anyone else, but skimping on Demi and fucking Zhao's money? Unforgivable. Really, Demians may seem like they're taking it lying down, but mark their words, they are fuming. Carl overworks the hell out of Demian to keep them tired, because if left unchecked, they probably would have eaten him already. They wouldn't even do it for nutrition. Demian thinks they tear at his throat solely for sport. Miriam isn't working today. Like Demian, she takes shifts later in the night. Admittedly, it's a bit lonely without her, but to be honest, they just want to get in and get out. They've got time to kill before their next shift starts, and they'd rather spend it by themselves with Slice. Yet you do not wish to feed me what I desire. I just told you, I will literally throw up if I eat any more fish. Then how about the long pig? Slice isn't the only one who's vying for better food, either. The longer they've been bound to it, the pickier Demian's tastes have become. They stick their face into a walk-in freezer to look through the frozen vegetable selection. Fresh would be better. Unfortunately, their budget doesn't really mesh well with better. Feeding Slice without dipping into rent money is hard enough. They grab a bag of frozen broccoli, hesitation creeping by them before they could throw it in their shopping basket. Phoenix. It's like $3. Do we really need vegetables that bad? Cannot live on fried instant noodles forever. Would make you feel better. Yeah, but for $3, I can get a 6-pack of ramen for $2. That's dinner for a week. At the cost of health. Fuck, man. Why is everything healthy gotta be so expensive? Companies want humans weak, unable to uprise, cannot take back power. My belief. Curse you, Captain. You know what? Yeah, that makes too much sense. Someone shuffles up to the cooler left of Damien where the drinks are stored. They don't turn around to look at the person, instead finally making their choice and chucking the broccoli into the basket. The wire handles dig into their bony palm, pressing red marks into the skin. Yeah, the freezer's door swings open. Another puff of frigid air stings the tip of their nose. Slice retreats further into their guts, burrowing itself bit by bit within the bone marrows and absorbing itself within Demian's pancreas. Hey, excuse me. Amanda of Demian speaks up. Could you give me this soda up here? The green one? I can't really reach it myself. Do I look like I work here? Yeah, sure. Thanks. His voice is thick in a familiar accent. Oh, thank you. He slides aside as Demian takes his spot. Being 6 feet tall has its perks, but being delegated to the guy who has to reach the top shelf for everyone isn't one of them. Nevertheless, they whirl around with the plastic bottle in hand. The luck gazes with gray eyes that have always had a layer of sadness behind them. Brown hair that once hung below his shoulders is now cut barely above the nape of his neck. His gaunt face has filled out over the years, they notice. He blinks and raises his eyebrows. Demian? Wickus? Demian's surprise is just as palpable. Holy shit, it's been years, man. Okay, I didn't think you'd see you again, Demian. Do you still go by that? Oh, hey, bud. That's the voice I'm giving him there. Don't worry, still me. It takes a few seconds for Demian to remember why they have an icy bottle of soda in their hands. They jut their arm out. My name, Demian. I still go by Demian. Wickus keeps the frigid bottle in his hands. Oh, you look nice. I like your hair. I like your earrings. His hand reaches up to touch the earrings dangling from his lobes, made of white enamel and shaped like crescent moons. Oh, thanks. I got them a few years ago. Wait, it's like Newfoundland, eh? Oh, yeah. Or like even upper Midwest, like Fargo type area, you see? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't you know? You betcha. The elephant in the room hangs over their heads. When Demian was a sophomore in high school, they dated Wickus. The relationship limped along for far longer than it should have. Damien got tired and ended it after 3 hollow years, as abruptly as they started it. Heavy, I don't even now Damien hesitates to use the term boyfriend to describe what they had with him. Oh, shitty weather we've been having, huh? Oh, shitty weather we've been having, huh? Damien says. They break away from his gaze. The question that undoubtedly fills Wickus' mind goes unsaid. How are you doing? What have you been up to all this time? Damien frowns deep. The story of their adulthood isn't a palatable one. My life's gone to shit, Snyman. Graduated high school, couch surfed a bit. Never been better, but what's it look like to you? Yeah, I'll be blunt, because nothing ends a conversation with someone you don't want to talk to than heavy awkwardness. Oh, yeah, well, how are you? Tell the truth, I'm dying. You know, some shit like that. I would just start crying. No. My life's gone to shit, Snyman. Well, there's no use lying to him. The look of pity on his face makes the anger in the bottom of their stomach bubble up a little more. Damien doesn't want pity. They don't want a hug to be told, it's alright, Zhao, just keep thinking good thoughts. And above all, they don't want his pity. They've had enough of it years ago. Oh. He shuffles one foot behind the other. I didn't know. Sorry about that. What happened? You want to talk about it? Well, once upon a time... Let me guess. You think you're going to swoop in and say you can fix all my problems? What can I say? Damien gestures up as if to brush him aside. They wish they had a cigarette tucked between their fingers. You think I hang around here for the fun of it? Look around you, bud. I ain't exactly living on Main Street. The contempt is practically dripping off their tongue. Oh no, and I'm being kind of a jerk. Wow, that's, bad, he says after a long period of silence. He twists the bottle in his hand, looking for something to fidget with. Yeah, no shit. Oh, but enough about me, Damien says as they shake their head. What about you? What brought you here to our utopia? Well, I'm going to be visiting my uncle tomorrow. I stopped here to get some supplies before I head off, he says. Oh, what's up with him? Wickus looks down and touches the back of his neck. He purses his lips a little, like the words are stuck in his tongue. It's not really a big thing. He's just, well, you remember him, right? He was there that time you were at my place for Christmas. Right, they'd completely blocked that out. Damien doesn't like thinking about that time. They'd only gone to Wickus' house because Daddy Dearest picked another fight with Mother for some bullshit offense to his ego or something. 16-year-old Damien is stuck out of the window and sprinted to his place when their parents turned up throwing things at each other. Oh, yeah, I remember that, they say. Damien's voice is flatter than they'd like. Yeah, a frailer guy, gray hair, about this tall. He had hip surgery the other week, and I'm going over to his place to help him out a little. God, Damien wishes they had an uncle to come crawling to when the going gets tough. You don't need anyone like that, you know. We are together as one. If everything comes to an end, we will still be together. I'm your uncle now. That's nice of you, Damien says before pausing. Don't tell me he lives in this shithole. Part of it is out of pity, admittedly. Kingsfield is no place to have a real life in. If you ask Damien, the only reason to voluntarily move here is if you're a geezer with no fucks left to give and a retirement fund to burn through. Kingsfield is a city that makes you broke and keeps you broke. The other part is the harrowing idea of running into their ex more than once. Nah, he's a little while away. I still got a few hours to go till I get there, Wickus says. I've been driving for too long now. My head's been killing me. I see some recharging before I make the last stretch. Why does Damien feel so empty at the idea of him leaving again? Uncle Wormy. Hey, are you free for a while? We could catch up over coffee if you like. Wickus asks. Hey, I was right, I guess right. That'd be nice, don't you think? Like the old days. Don't go. Cannot stand him. Their thoughts blank out. Well, you know. Dude, don't be a dick. Wickus did nothing wrong. It's my fault we ended on such a sour note anyway. He never wanted you. You never wanted him. Save your breath on better things. Before either Wickus or Slice can sway them any further, Damien shoots off their final response. Normality! Give me a piece of normality! Sure, I'd like to go. You'll be my first meal. Sure, they blurt out. I'd like to go. Damien ignores the buzzing in their chests, instead grounding themselves in reality with the look of delight upon Wickus' face. Double at Tim's, don't you know now? Rat! The snarling moves up from the ribs and into the back of their head. Slice can make its disapproval as obvious as it wants, but that's not going to stop Damien from trying to have a good time for once in the past 4 years. Hey, that's great. Here, I gotta pay for this and I'll put it in my car, but I'll be back soon. My poor wallet. Park your car somewhere else if it's on 51st Street. We've had like 3 carjackers here this last month. Wickus slows his steps. Huh? People around here are desperate, man. Demi doesn't even falter. One of my neighbors couldn't leave this dump for a week because someone stole his whole fucking engine. Not even like a catalytic converter. They're met with a blank stare. What, you think this whole place is as good as the casino strips? I wish. They snort to themselves. Look, just trust me on this. Get your shit and make sure your car isn't on 51st. Oh, it's been nice talking to you. I'll see you later. Yeah, suddenly I remembered I gotta be there like yesterday, so ta-ta for now. Scaring off the tourists is probably bad for business, but frankly, Damien doesn't care. Better he's disillusioned than looted, they suppose. Right, good to know. Let him suffer. Deserves it. If someone yanks his engine, he won't be able to leave, meaning we'll have to deal with him more. It growls deeper. Damien holds back their laughter how much it sounds like a microwave. God, can you imagine if you got angry that way and it sounded like a microwave? God damn, Trinket, I'm sorry. Why? So I had to tell her, ma'am, I just work here. I'm not the Rat King or something. Damien chuckles to himself, swirling the red stirrer around in their coffee. Wickus' laugh sounds nice. It's the kind of thing they would have liked to hear more when they were a teenager, cracking up over inside jokes and cheesy movies. He slings an arm over the back of the cafe's chair, a soft smile upon his face. Oh, you're hilarious, he says. I don't know how you think of these things on the spot. It's all the TV I watched as a kid. That's how I learned English, too. Oh, I did that too, after my family and I moved to America. Oh. So it is a... After my family and I moved to America, I watched so many older movies to catch up. Wickus, yeah, just pretend it was this accent the whole time. Ah, dude, did you also get picked on for talking like a gangster from the 30s or something else like that? Because I sure did. I sounded like cowboy for way too long. Hip hip hooray, giddy up. Howdy, howdy, howdy. There is snake in my boot. Damien fails to suppress their smile. They can hear it in their head, with a mix of Wickus' natural accent and an over-exaggerated Wild West accent, goddammit. Wickus rests his chin on his hand and looks out the window. It started raining right when they ordered their coffees. Damien is going to hate walking back home in the full downpour, but right now they're going to just enjoy the moment. Oh, excuse me. The pattering on the roof of the building is a soothing melody. Oh, whoa, watch that hand there, Wickus, jeez. What have you been, Damien? He asks. I did miss you, you know. I thought we'd be able to keep in touch after we graduated, but it's like you dropped off the face of the earth. They turn their gaze downwards and tell Wickus their unfortunate coming out story. Minus the grittier details, of course. So I moved here on my last dollar, they say with a shrug. I'm only staying because it's all I can afford. Don't know if you could tell, but I hate it here, really. I thought Kingsfield was a dream come true, but it's been awful. Local government puts all the money into building bigger and flashier tourist traps. Everyone beyond Main Street, though? Well, we could just eat shit and die for all the mayor's cares. Oh, I'm sorry. They slurp down the dregs of their coffee. Don't be. I made my peace with it for now. Don't lie to him. What the fuck am I supposed to say? Yeah, I know. I hate the fact I still love my father. Sorry, Wickus. Do you ever hear yourself? Do you even hear yourself? Wickus waves a hand back and forth as emphasis. You may have, but that's still terrible. Hmm? Watch this. He's gonna say, you should get back in contact with them. They're your only family. It's better than this shithole. I mean, you're their only child. Why would they kick you out over this silly little thing? It's not really silly. I know how important this is for you, but it'd be such a non-issue. You weren't robbing people or getting hooked on drugs or something. Wait, huh? He's playing into your emotions. Do not trust him. They blink. Yeah, pretty much. They just got mad it wasn't the perfect little puppet. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Your family never talks about you anymore. Whenever I tried to ask, I got, what's the term? Frozen in. Iced out. Yes, iced out. No one would tell us anything. Hell, your family moved out last year. Well, Damien can't say they're surprised by their family's antics. It's just... You were that worried about me? Of course. A lump forms in their throat. Even after I know we weren't the best for each other, Damien, Wickus says, his voice soft. But I did like being around you, as friends. I didn't know how to show it then. You really knew how to make me laugh, and we did have some good times together, didn't we? The aching is unbearable. They have to say something. If Damien doesn't, they'll never be able to forgive themselves. God, they sound so selfish, don't they? Worried about their own stupid thoughts more than anything else. But you don't need to apologize. He was the one who dragged it on for years. Brought you to the brink of misery. Made you yearn for a death. There's nothing that must be said. No going back now. I get the feeling that Wickus, it wasn't a, hey, they're just bad. I think they were mismatched for sure, but I feel that it was mostly, I'm not saying, says the pot to the kettle, that Damien was the toxic one of this relationship. Damien was going through some shit. And that can make you act toxic, but doesn't mean you're a toxic person. I want Damien to grow as a person! Wickus, I'm sorry. So time they put aside their ego and apologize. Nothing to apologize for. Wickus, Damien swirls the stir around. The little red stick looks like a sailboat about to be sucked into a whirlpool and never seen again. I'm sorry. I put you through so much while we were dating. You didn't deserve any of it. I was going through a lot back then, what with my family and school, but it's not an excuse for acting like a tool. I wish I could have been better to you, ignored you less, told you why it wasn't working out for me. Fuck. They've always been awful at apologies. The truth is, I just wasn't ready. To date, I mean. I'm still not, honestly, but back then I felt like I had to. Like I was a failure if I hadn't gone out and dated and broken up with at least one person by prom, and I, hurt you because of it. Because I was only thinking about myself. Damien's only hope is that Wickus gets the sentiment behind their words. And you don't have to forgive me. Wouldn't forgive me either, honestly. I understand if it helps any. I think I'm ace. I think I was ace in high school too. I didn't hate you. It was just a me thing. He places a hand on theirs. The stirrer grows still and the whirlpool lightens its hold. Hey, Damien, like I said, I wasn't ready either. I get it. Now, however, want to go out back? It's a joke! The clump of sorrow in their throat is still there. But their smile is genuine. You know, I really did like being around you by the time it was all over. I know I was a dick about dumping you, but I thought you were nice, not just as a boyfriend. I wish I'd asked you to be my friend and not a partner. I think we'd have both been happier. Well, hey, now's a good time as any. You know that old phrase, planting the tree years ago is best, but it's still good to plant it now. Yeah, the best time to start saving was yesterday. Or the second best time is now. It was like 10 years ago. The second best time is now. Same is true for friendships, apparently. I am terrible at making friends. That's why what we have here is so fucking parasocial, because you guys are my social interaction. So I'm using you as much as you're using me. We could still be friends. Sure, I'd like that. Maybe that little boat really would find its way onto shore. Swallow your pride and learn to forget us in chapter 6. What? Wickus holds a large umbrella over their heads. The coffee was $4 down the drain, but Demian figures it was a small price for a rekindled friendship. They talked with him a little more along the way to his car. His father finally opened that computer repair business he'd always wanted. The first year was a bit of a struggle, but after business picked up, Wickus' family was finally able to live comfortably. Demian smiles and says it's great. His family deserved that kind of peace. Demian pushes down the urge to vomit black sludge to Slice's dismay. If only things had been different. Their little stroll down Main Street had been a brief glimpse into a better life. But that doesn't mean it would never be attainable. If they reach out a little further and grasp Wickus' hand, maybe they'd finally pull him out of the gutter. Maybe he would find. Together, Demian could see the stars one day. Hey, Wickus says while shaking his umbrella closed. Can I drive you to your place? I don't want you getting all soggy. Demian snorts at his choice of words, though not unkindly. It makes them think of a doll made to look like them being dunked into a bucket of soapy water. I'll be fine, they lie. Don't worry about it, mate. It's just a block or something away. You sure? Yeah, don't worry about it, man. You got a while to go before you get to your uncle, right? I can still make a detour for you, really. Like you said, it's only a block away. Wickus climbs into the driver's seat. Demian leans into the rolled-down window. Once again, they're grateful for their shorter haircut. If it had been any longer, a thick brown mop would be ruining Wickus' car right about now. I said I'm having my best friend we dated because we were young, Mr. Book. That's good, Raimi. That's really good. You can buy so much wrong with that coffee money. We've seen the squalor Demian lives in and sends a pain of unease. Seriously, don't worry about it, they insist. But, in case I don't see you around, how about I get your number? I, don't want to lose contact again. Yeah, sure, that works. I'll probably be on the road for a while, but I'll text you once I get to my hotel. Take all the time you need. I'll be here forever, Demian says with a shrug. Demian. And with one last goodbye, Wickus drives off into the fog. The thread's already been woven. With a little bit of effort and a lot of luck, it won't be cut again. Demian smiles softly to himself in the rain. Slice can gripe about the cold all at once. They'll be pretty damn happy for a while.